Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in beautiful Spakovo, Poland. It's springtime, we're in March, the snow has thawed and we still have a few less drops of rain today. And I have some things I need to do. First thing first, I gotta put away the snowblower. It came in very handy this year, so let's start with this one. It's always such a good thing when spring comes, when trees start getting leaves and everything else is in bloom. I gotta say, I love this time of the year. My allergies don't love it though. And I definitely need to take care of our animals. And for that, I have ordered something for the farm. It's gonna make it a bit easier. It's gonna make it a bit easier to... Let me just drag this out by hand. Yeah, actually, these trailers are not too heavy. And it has a third wheel, so, you know. Yeah, because I do think it's time to start... Oh, the rain has stopped. Perfect. To start getting some equipment that's gonna help me move things around the farm. Not big things, but small ones, you know. The ones we need moving the most. Yeah, I can reach fertilizer with no issues. Awesome. If I'm not mistaken, our wine should be also ready for selling. So that's another thing that I want to take care of today, and I also have to do some field work. Because the soil is quite compact after all the snow and everything. So we gotta make sure that we loosen it up a bit, and next episode we're gonna be putting some crops in the ground. Now, since we had... Yeah, I was looking for the cables. Since we had our fields full of oat previously, I think I'm gonna have to have something else now. So maybe it's legumes or leafed product, leafed crop. Maybe we're gonna have to put an oil crop in, oilseed rape or canola. These are all valid options. But I have to think about what to actually put into the ground. Okay, let me fill this up. So yeah, I've been looking at different watering options, and I was thinking of building a small wooden fountain. It's gonna serve us as a water source so we can fill up the trailer, and at the same time it's gonna look pretty nice. So I don't know, I was thinking of putting it up somewhere beside that gazebo, because we can then use it for watering our animals, and we can also use it for, well, the guests can use it, so they have some where they can actually pour some natural local water. And if I'm not mistaken, I have something very exciting to show you today. First, water. Alrighty, we can leave the rest in the barrel because it's not too cold anymore. And I think I'm gonna store the barrel over here. Alrighty, so let me show you what I wanted to show you. Hello ladies, look at these two. Oh, they're beautiful. They're just newborn. You can see they are kind of struggling to stand on their feet still. But yeah, we have two healthy animals. And I think it was Cupcake that gave birth. You Cupcake? Or Daisy. Your sheer luck. You can see they have their name tags on their ears. This one is Marshmallow. So you are the mother. Cupcake, yeah. A proud mother of two young lambs. And with this, we have now 8 animals in the pen. Look at it go. The cuteness overload. Yeah, we're gonna have to name them. I do have to check if they're male, female, what's going on. It's out of here. And let's see. Alright, so this one is... Oh, they're all girls. Alright. So this one, just been born. As I was saying, I was wondering if genetics are gonna be different, so we can have a look at this exact time. Cupcake. Wool production extremely low. Okay, just to give you a reference, this one is very good, high, extremely high 3 times, and very high. Cupcake is bad, very low, 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 very low, extremely low. So these 3 are extremely high on the father and are low, low, very low. Let's see if these 2 have any better stats. Nope. These 3 are exactly the same as the mother, and you are even worse. Shit. Okay, the difference that I can see is Cupcake has extremely low wool production, and this little lamb has very low. So this went onto the better side, and everything else is the same. You are worse on fertility, and everything else is the same. Okay, so I wouldn't say it's a dramatic change, but at least one of them is a bit better. And if we pair it with another male, it's gonna have to be a different kind of male, not the father, because that would be that would really make things bad. Alright, where is that spiky thing I can drag over the field? Over there. Good. I'm only gonna connect it now to the tractor, and I'm gonna leave the tractor here. I have a friend coming over and he's gonna give me a lift towards the here. Let's turn you off. He's gonna give me a lift to the vehicle shop, to Mr. Benz. We're gonna get a new piece of equipment. Money did roll in throughout the winter, as from tourism. I think we entered winter time hibernation, so to speak, with 95,000, and we are at 117,000 at the moment. In any case, yeah, I'll see you at the shop. Yeah, this is gonna be perfect. And it's actually a quad bike. It's got 4x4 drive. Not registered because I'm gonna use it on the farm only. It has a hitch and it has some platforms where I can transport stuff around, so I think it's gonna be beautiful. The paint scheme, it's a used one, so it it is what it is. And it's from the 90s. And this is why it's colored like this. The 90s were a raging time. The rims were swapped, as I was told, but everything else seems to be original. So, let's give it a spin, why don't we? Okay, should be fueled up. Perfect. Okay, now I don't have a helmet or anything like it, so I'm gonna use the back roads to go back home, because I don't want to get into an accident or even worse, get caught by police. Just use the sidewalk. I love the paint, or the colors. It's just so retro. I don't know if you know, but, well, I don't know what your experience is from your country, but the bus seats used to have this, both of these colors in, and some very, very strange shapes. Amazing. Yeah. The only thing I think won't be compatible with this one is the water barrel, because that one is a pin hitch, and I have a regular trailer or ball hitch on this one, so I might have to swap the barrels for something else. In any case, I'll be right back. Righty. So it's a very smooth ride. This has a nicely soft suspension. First thing I want to do is I want to take some hay to our sheep. They are down on feed, so it should be good. I don't know. 2 bales. Let's take 2 bales. Try to run away. Okay. Strap it down. And let's have another one on the front. Maze balls. The only thing better would be if we would have a deer on the front. You know, as you've seen in some American movies when people drove whatever they shot in the woods on the hood of the car. Alrighty. So let's feed the animals. Yeah, you hungry beasts. Beautiful. I could bring another bale, but I think they're good for now. While we're here, you know what I love about this quad? It's the freedom. You can hop on, hop off. It's very easy to move around. You don't have to climb into the tractor seat every time. You don't have to worry about any doors or nothing like that. And I want to check on our meadow over here, how it's doing. Alright, so moisture is mostly high. Okay, it depends. On some areas it's pretty low, on some areas it's very high. Like this corner over here, we always have trouble with moisture. We can't get it to turn into hay. You can see it's around 28-27% wet. This is 8.59%, 25, 20, 21, 14. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait another day. Maybe we cut the grass later on. And you know, I can have a quick stop here at the cow pen and see how they're doing on food. Alright, they still have plenty. They still have plenty of straw. I could throw some down. Hi Spike, how you doing? Okay, adding some more straw so they have nicely refreshed bedding. And the food trough seems to be full enough, so yeah, no worries here. Let's jump back onto our retro quad. And this is small and light enough so I can actually go this way without the fear of destroying the ground. Alright, in any case, I'm gonna have something to eat and then I'm gonna go rough up the soil, loosen up the soil so we can actually start planting next time. Alrighty, had my lunch. It was more of a snack than a real lunch. And I was trying to remember if I have ever used this harrow or an... I can't remember, I don't think so. So this is gonna be interesting. All the stones are clear off the field, at least they should be. Alrighty. It looks like it's working. It's actually preparing a pretty nice seed bed, at least it looks like it is. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Awesome. to strain the engine too much. Yeah, so if you're wondering what I had to eat, I don't usually talk about it, but I kind of found it funny because it's like, it feels like a farmer's lunch. Probably isn't. But I had some tuna from the cans. It would be better if I had some pork, but nope. Or maybe some beef. And I chopped an entire onion raw, put some salt over it, and that was it. So you can imagine my breath right now is the one that would keep away any lady or any vampire if it's there to attack me. Yeah, so okay, jokes aside, but I kind of like this type of snack because it holds for a long time. You don't get hungry very quickly after this. And on the other hand, if I eat pasta, for example, I get hungry extremely fast. And that's it's not a regular hunger, it's like a crave. You eat to eat, otherwise you're gonna die. Yeah, I read that this is about some sugar spike or insulin spike. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I can't really say. Looks like we're doing pretty good on the harrowing part. I love the look of the soil left behind. And I still haven't decided what kind of crop I'm gonna put in the ground. I think I'm gonna have to have a bit of a read on this topic. The crop rotation. I remember from school, the primary school that is, that we were talking about crop rotation and that it's not good to keep the same crop in the same field over and over again. But I have to check that information. Sounds plausible, you know. Alrighty. Looks like we're gonna finish this field fairly soon. And then we can move to the other one. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I also ordered a water fountain. It's a wooden one, only costs 250 euros. And we have to connect it to an underground source, and I think this plateau over here is pretty much full of water. So I believe we're gonna have an unlimited supply, so to speak. Of nice and fresh water. I will have to check if it's drinkable. Because on flat areas like this is mostly flat land, you know. On flat areas like this and where there's a lot of farming present, the underground water tends to have some fertilizer in, or maybe some pesticides or other ingredients. Maybe some people's sewer pits are leaking, you know. And if it's not safe for drinking, then I'm only gonna use it for the cattle and for the sheep. But if it's safe, then we're gonna invite the guests to also use the water source. Even though now that I'm thinking about it, that seems like a pretty dumb idea. Too much can go wrong. Yeah, no, I guess they're not gonna have access to it. Well, they're gonna have access, they can wash their hands and stuff like that, but it's not gonna be drinkable. Yeah, let's not play with the lives of people here. Alright, well, in any case, I'm gonna finish this off, and we'll see you next time when we're gonna start with putting some crops in the ground. I'm expecting everything to go smoothly. I am thinking of putting the potatoes on the other side of the field. So we had them on this side last year, but this year thinking of putting them on the other side and then put, I don't know. I feel we have plenty of oats if we get a horse or two, and I don't want to have oat that lies on the farm for too long because it can go bad. So I'm thinking of really putting something different in the ground, something that will help the soil regenerate for another harvest of oat in the next year over. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for the time you put into watching these videos. And see you around. Take care. Goodbye.